A brick to the head, the narcissist in action. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I'm sure there's a number of you listening who will be thinking to yourselves, a brick to the head of the narcissist isn't a bad way of dealing with them. Well, here you have another opportunity to understand how a narcissist behaves by reference to a real-life instance. This involves the case of a lady called Roda Osman, who was engaged in certain behaviours which enable us to make a determination that it's likely that she is a narcissist. Now remember, when it comes to assessing whether somebody is a narcissist, just because somebody does something which is commonly undertaken by narcissists does not, prima facie, mean that they are actually a narcissist. Let's take, for example, the commission of infidelity. This can be done by anybody of the categorizations that I use. An empathic person can do so, a normal person can do so, a narcissistic person who's not a narcissist, and of course a narcissist. An empathic person can do so as a consequence of the fact that their emotional empathy has been reduced. There are two main instances where an empathic person is likely to cheat. The first is where essentially they fall sway to their emotional thinking because a narcissist has come along and seduced them, causing them to cheat upon their current partner. The second reason may not involve a narcissist, but is a consequence of reduced emotional empathy, occasioned by being abused by somebody. And therefore, because that person's abusing them, typically a narcissist, then their emotional empathy drops and they go and cheat. A normal person can do so as a consequence of the fact of other factors influencing their behaviours, and again through reduced emotional empathy for somebody that they are in a relationship with. Narcissistic individuals are more prone to it because they're more selfish, more self-absorbed, and of course narcissists do it for a variety of reasons that I've explained in a recent video involving this one's wife. Narcissists are habitually individuals that engage in infidelity. But just because somebody is unfaithful, it doesn't make them a narcissist. What we need to look at are differing behaviours, different types of dynamic actions, behaviours, on repeated occasions to start to draw the conclusion that the individual may well be a narcissist. You're looking for those red flags. Here we have a number of those red flags which support the suggestion that Roda Osman is likely to be a narcissist because of the range of red flags and the repetition of behaviour. I'm going to play for you a news report which gives you all the information you need to know about what she's been doing and a few snippets of the lady herself. See if you can spot the manipulations and the aspects of the narcissistic dynamic before I give you a further breakdown. Here she comes.
The woman at the center of a viral video who claimed a man threw a brick at her head because she would not give him her phone number is now wanted by Houston police. This story got national attention after that woman live streamed what she claimed was the aftermath on Instagram and started a GoFundMe. Only KPRC2's Bryce Newberry is talking with the prosecutor on this case tonight. He joins us live near the Galleria with the latest. Bryce.
Daniela, Houston police got called to this street in September, and when they arrived, the woman seen in that viral video told them that an Uber driver threw a brick at her head and then tried to kidnap her. But tonight, she has become the focus of this criminal investigation because Houston police say the surveillance footage captured by cameras on this street doesn't match her story.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watched.
This video with more than 1 million likes on the Shade Room's Instagram page captured the moments after what appeared to be a brutal attack in West Houston.
Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
The woman is 33-year-old Roda Osman.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
Seen here in tears in a hospital gown.
She told the detective that responded that she was hit in the head with a brick after she refused to give her phone number to a guy on the street.
And was that verified by any of the evidence that detectives looked at?
No, that was not verified.
Harris County prosecutor Keith Houston says surveillance videos from that early September morning show Osman hitting a man first.
So she's the one she was the aggressor?
She was the aggressor, yes.
And it was a water bottle that hit her, not a brick?
He did have a water bottle in his hand, and we think that's what left the mark.
According to court documents, she asked someone else to launch this GoFundMe for her recovery, raising more than $42,000. But as the story went viral, a blogger on TikTok called police, alerting them to this 2020 GoFundMe, which claimed a vicious assault by a security guard in Minneapolis.
Detective Thornton verified with Minneapolis police that there was no assault done at that time. It was completely fictional.
Prosecutors allege theft by deception and believe she would have received all that money had the campaign not been shut down.
The violence that I have suffered since September 3rd is just unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm here. They try to leave me for dead.
In an Instagram story posted Wednesday, Osman addressed those who have doubted her.
I actually have things going on in my life. I actually have real ways to make money. I don't have to get a GoFundMe for money. I actually can earn income because I'm actually educated and I actually am talented.
And tonight, a spokesperson for GoFundMe telling KPRC2 GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform. All donors have been refunded, and Roda Osman has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. Osman did not respond when I reached out to her on Instagram this evening. Tonight, she is wanted here in Harris County on that theft charge. Anyone with information on her whereabouts can report that to Houston Police. We're live near the Galleria. I'm Bryce Newberry, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Bryce, thank you. Let's shift.
There you are. You've seen Roda Osman in action, and you've heard from the reports about her as to what she has done. This lady initially claimed that she had been assaulted with a brick, having had it thrown at her head, victim mentality, and that it was done for refusing to give her number to an Uber driver. Lie, revision of history. She alleged that the Uber driver threw a brick at her head and tried to kidnap her, both of which are revisions of history. Following that event taking place, rather than seek help, notify the police, her first action was to live stream what had happened to her by way of a video. Now, it has to be borne in mind, of course, that I've explained in a previous video the hyperreality of the narcissist, that the behaviour of many narcissists has altered the cultural fabric of behaviours, resulting in an increase in selfishness and entitlement, so that certain behaviours which hitherto would have stood out like a sore thumb are actually undertaken by more people. And the fact of reducing many things that somebody does in their life to social media, showing what they've had to eat, talking about so mad right now, inbox me, and putting up videos, is not just the preserve of narcissists, but has bled into the mainstream also. Nevertheless, the fact of failing to notify the police about an alleged assault or seeking medical assistance straight away, but rather immediately turning to putting it on social media, is a red flag and is a narcissistic indicator. It demonstrates that there has been a threat to her control, and she has sought to address that. Now, as CCTV later demonstrated, she was actually the aggressor. She was aggressive towards the Uber driver, thus showing ignited fury and the assertion of control. He wasn't standing for it, so it would appear that he clocked her one with a water bottle. That, of course, amounts to a threat to her control. At that juncture, her narcissism probably identified that a physical approach was not going to reap any dividends and therefore stopped her from going down that route any further. It may well also be that the Uber driver clocked her one and made good his escape. This, of course, left her facing a threat to control because he was the one that struck her, albeit by way of retaliation to what she had done, and then he had removed himself. She is prohibited from asserting control over him directly. Therefore, her narcissism compels her to do what? Call the police? Seek medical aid? No. Smear him. And what does she do? She records herself to upload to social media in the expectation that people will go, "Oh, that's awful, how terrible for you," which would give her that subconscious sense of control. Thus, she engages in the narcissistic behavior of broadcasting the problem, revising history because she lies about what's actually happened, and is all in pursuit of the second assertion of control. But it doesn't stop there. She asks someone to establish a GoFundMe for her. Therefore, there's a residual benefit to be obtained, money as a consequence of this assault, with over $40,000 raised by well-intentioned people believing the lie that she has propagated. But she continues. She live streams from hospital, this time doling out a pity play. Rather than sit and get treated for her injury and ruminate on what has happened, oh no, her narcissism compels her to tell the world once again what has happened. She cries to the camera, "What have I ever done in my entire life to anybody to deserve this?" Victim mentality, pity play. Later it's shown that the CCTV reveals she was the aggressor and she hit the driver. But there was more to come. As a collateral consequence of this behaviour, a blogger recognised her and was aware that she had claimed that she was assaulted in Minneapolis and had also set up a GoFundMe in relation to that. Thus we see a pattern of behaviours, claiming false attacks, the smell of the Jussie Smollett about this woman. It transpires there was no assault in Minneapolis, which has been confirmed by the police. Thus, this individual has revised history twice, and probably done this on many more occasions, but in relation to claiming she's been assaulted, she makes a false accusation, revises history, tells lies, issues pity plays, seeks the residual benefit of funding, accuses somebody of doing something they haven't done which could get them into trouble, and broadcasts all of this as far as she possibly can through social media. Lots of red flags fluttering in the breeze. Thereafter, of course, she is accused of not being entirely truthful. What's her response to this? Rather than admit it and take her medicine or keep her head down and try and ride it out, she once again has to nullify that threat to control, and she takes to social media again, this time posting a video to Instagram stating, "I can't believe I'm here. I have things going on in my life. I don't need to do this. I'm actually educated. I'm actually talented." Well, it sounds like you're more trying to convince yourself than anybody else, although we know that through her delusion, she is utterly convinced of her education and talent, and therefore it's an attempt to nullify her detractors by suggesting to them, "I don't actually need money because I've got an education and I've got talent. So all of your allegations, they just melt away because I haven't done it for money, because I can make money in other ways." Thus, she exhibits her delusion and the necessity of nullifying threats to control. However, rather entertainingly for this rather rudimentary narcissist, there are the usual collateral consequences. As a result of her manipulations, which occurred in the moment, and without any forethought because she's an unaware narcissist, she now finds herself under investigation for fraud by deception, which would have significant criminal consequences for her. She's been banned from the GoFundMe platform, and she is being exposed across social media and local mainstream media for being a fraudster and a liar. Not such a good day for Roda Osman, as her narcissism has been laid bare to many people, all because she lied about taking a brick to the head. Another excellent example of the narcissist in action. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.